Let me pump the tires up real quick.
Activity started.
Afternoon exercise tracked in his Runkeeper app. Zachary McCoy never thought a spin around the neighborhood could take such a turn.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable.
Activity completed.
Months after a ride he'd completely forgotten, Zach got an email from Google warning that law enforcement requested location information from his phone, which was stored on their servers. The notice also contained a case number, which turned out to be a felony burglary investigation being conducted by Gainesville police. Expensive jewelry stolen from a house Zach passed by on his bike. Now, out of the blue, his cell phone location data made him a suspect.
I was, really confused, to say the least. Confused, but also scared.
Scared and having no idea what to do, Zach hired defense attorney Caleb Kenyon, who had never seen a warrant like this in his entire career.
As soon as I realized, this is a search warrant that a judge signed off on, it was pretty clear that this was an overreach.
Gainesville police were using what's called a geofence warrant. Police place a virtual perimeter around a crime scene and determine a window of time during which they believe the crime occurred. They then ask a judge to sign a warrant like this one, asking Google for cell phone location data that fits those parameters. That nets detectives a list of phone numbers and potential suspects. Kenyon says it's a clear violation of the Fourth Amendment requirement for probable cause in obtaining a warrant.
The problem with geofence warrants is that they don't have what's called that particularity that's required. It's essentially a broad, sweeping general warrant of the judge says, okay, law enforcement, you can get anyone and everyone that is in any proximity to the crime scene.
Zach's warrant got thrown out by the judge and he was in the clear, but he still had to pay a price.
The money I had to get from my parents to cover the criminal defense attorney was more than the jewelry that was stolen from the house.
Gainesville police declined an interview, and to this day, no arrests have been made in that case. But in other cases, geofencing has put dangerous people behind bars.
Tell me what's going on. You said you were bleeding?
Oh.
That's the voice of Mitchell Jones, stabbed in his home in Cobb County, Georgia. He died shortly after making this 911 call.
Where are you at in the house?
Help. The police are here.
But his last words gave police important clues, an exact time and place for the geofence warrant. One of the 5 cell phone numbers Google provided belonged to Dante Holmes. County prosecutor Jesse Evans tells the I-Team after police confronted Holmes with the cell phone evidence, he confessed to Jones' murder.
If it hadn't been for the geofence warrant, do you think that this criminal would be behind bars today?
It's hard to say. I mean, absent him making statements to somebody or another way revealing that he was involved in this case, I'm not sure that we would have been successful in identifying him but for the use of this new technology and this new geofence search warrant.
This was the first conviction using a geofence warrant in the state of Georgia, and Evans doesn't think it will be the last. More agencies are learning about it, and Google reports a 1,500% increase in geofence warrant requests in a single year.
Despite the privacy concerns that some groups might raise about the use of the technology, let's not forget that but for the use of that technology, we might not be able to get answers and accountability for victims' families who are very deserving of justice as well.